How does the Poco X4 GT's camera compare to Realme's GT Neo 3T using Gcam and the stock camera? And can those devices perform better than the Pixel 6a? Let's find out in this Neo 3T vs X4 GT camera test. I used a Gcam suggested in a comment from Hello Mini for the Realme GT Neo 3T. Thank you Hello Mini. And a different port for the Poco X4 GT. Both are linked in the video description. This first shot with my daughter looking at the sky shows that both Gcams certainly are brighter than the stock cameras. And it's close, but I think I prefer the Realme Gcam shot since it's warmer. With the half melted candle and fake plant image, the stock cams are a little brighter, but the fake leaves aren't as nicely saturated as the Gcams. I like the deeper candle orange from the Realme Gcam the best though. The only real loser on the rainbow umbrella test is the stock X4 GT camera. Just way oversaturated. The other three look respectable enough, but Gcam on the 3T is the most punchy, and the GT stock cam shows more detail in the fabric. This corner building shot is a tie between the Gcams, as far as I can tell. The 3T does add a little more color overall though. I love donuts, and I'm happy to say that the X4 GT wins this scene with Gcam. The 3T just went overboard on the saturation. Yes, it's a dumpster photo. I wanted to see which camera would brighten up these interior shadows, and the 3T Gcam wins, but not by much. I actually prefer the stock camera's deeper blue for the exterior. In fact, the X4 GT Gcam might be a better overall image. Close up of a brick wall, and I think this is another tie between the Gcams. Multicolored bow scene, and I believe Gcam on the X4 GT wins here. It's the brightest this time, and that gives it an edge over the 3T's Gcam. We've reached some glorious pictures of me, and if this has been helpful so far, please give this video a like. And if you super like it, consider subscribing. As you can guess, Gcams improve over the stock shots for these main rear camera selfies, and I'd say it's up to personal preference for the winner. X4 GT's Gcam is more flattering, but the 3T's is more detailed, and I screwed this one up a bit. This is portrait mode from the main rear camera, and Gcam does crop in some in this mode, but Gcam on the 3T defaulted to an increased zoom and I didn't catch it. With that said, I still think the 3T's Gcam version wins with good color and detail. The X4 GT looks especially poor here, by the way. For the actual selfie camera, I'd say we're back to a tie between the Gcams, but look how rough the 3T stock camera is, just way too washed out. Another tie with portrait mode on, the Gcams just pull a lot more saturation out of the image. Some indoor selfies from the selfie camera, and with less light, the 3T Gcam wins. Same story with portrait mode. On to night shots, and I have to say, I think an update must have really improved night mode on the 3T since my last testing with the 3T vs Poco F4 camera comparison. But it doesn't matter for the hydrant shot because the stock X4 GT camera takes the win. In terms of brightness and saturation, it's the best here. With the nighttime rainbow umbrella, another stock cam takes the win. But this time, it's the Realme with better brightness and more detail. In even worse lighting conditions, the 3T wins, and it's really up to you which version you like. Less saturated Gcam or more saturated stock cam. Night car scene, and the stock 3T camera wins with its brightness and detail. The X4 GT is closer than I thought it would be though. 3T stock cam wins again with this clock. It's the brightest and it's not purple. Lazy dog scene, and I can't pick a winner, but I think my favorite is Gcam from the X4 GT. With video, things get interesting. From the main rear camera, the 3T wins for stabilization and color. But with the selfie cam, the roles are reversed, with the X4 GT easily winning, even in terms of audio. Alright, here's the Neo 3T selfie cam. Here's the X4 GT with the selfie cam. So the Neo 3T and the X4 GT compare pretty well with each other if you use Gcam, but the 3T ultimately comes out ahead, if only by a little bit. What about the Pixel 6a? A phone that takes some of my favorite photos of the year. When you compare the Gcam shots from the other devices to the 6a, amazingly, the Pixel doesn't impress as much. Take a look for yourself at a few shots. The Pixel does easily win at video though. Alright, here's the Neo 3T selfie cam. Alright, here's the selfie cam on the Pixel 6a. Here's the X4 GT with the selfie cam. Thanks for watching. Please leave a comment with what camera you prefer or any questions you might have, and I will answer them perfectly. More perfectly than a box of assorted donut holes. Donuts can't talk.